Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Today I have a general reading for you. As always with a general reading, it may or may not resonate for you, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. Spirit will always guide you to a message that you need to hear exactly when you need to hear it. And messages are timeless, so they can be past, present or future, so take it as it resonates for you. I'm also going to use the pronouns he, she for the ease of channeling, but please feel free to use the pronouns that fit for you. Swap them up, change them up. Okay, so this morning I've been picking up on some mean girl vibes and some hate being sent your way. I feel like you've been noticing that certain people around you are suddenly being really weird with you. Something feels off in their energy towards you. But you're confused by it because for some, if not all of you, it feels like you haven't spoken to these people in a little while. It's not that you're not talking to them, it's just that you've had little to no contact for various reasons. Maybe you're busy, maybe you just had no reason to talk to them. I'm going to take that as confirmation. Like maybe you've been busy, you've just been keeping your head down, keeping your head in your lane, dealing with things that are coming your way. It's not personal, it doesn't feel personal, but sometimes, you know, just doing that pisses people off, so who knows. But you just feel confused by it, and you're not sure what you could have done to warrant the energy being sent your way. I'm not actually picking up that you've done anything wrong specifically. I don't feel like you've gone out of your way to piss people off or upset anyone. And like I said, it could just be because they're pissed off because you're quiet at the moment and they don't know what you're up to or what is going on in your life. I was shown, Spirit did show me, someone to be covert in their attacks towards you though. So like someone being nice to your face, and or in front of others 1 minute and then blatantly ignoring you the next. I was shown specifically text messages, but it doesn't have to be. It could be face to face or, you know, whatever. But I was shown these text messages and the message itself on the surface was a nice message. But the energy behind it wasn't. The intention behind it was to trigger you, to trigger a reaction from you. So basically what I'm saying here is the situation, what they wanted was to put this nice message out and you react to it negatively, because I feel like you're someone who reads into the energy, and what they wanted was for you to read the energy. They wanted you to read the energy so that your response to them would be in response to the energy and not actually what they were saying. So their words and their energy with their message or whatever they were saying was not in alignment. Now, so does that make sense? So what they wanted was you to react to the energy. They wanted you to read further. They wanted you to be triggered. So it's like saying to someone, it's almost like saying to someone, have the day you deserve. Right? Instead of saying have a nice day, it's almost like saying have the day you deserve, because then you go, what do you mean by that? And they go, nothing. You deserve to have a good day. Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of, it's manipulative. I'm not going to lie, it's manipulative. But what they wanted you to do was, because if you reacted to the energy, so someone says to you, oh, have the day that you deserve, and you react in front of others and say, what do you mean by that? And they stand there and go, oh, I just want you to have an amazing day because you deserve it. other people are going to look at you and go, what did they didn't say anything wrong. Because on the surface, they're being nice. But covertly, they're trying to provoke you. Yeah? So be aware of that. If that hasn't happened already, be aware of that. You, however, did see right through this, or you're seeing through this, or you're going to see through this, depending on whether it's past, present, or future, okay? And you're keeping quiet. I'm going to talk about this as if it's present, okay, because it's just easier. But you're staying silent, which is then pissing them off even more because you're not reacting. They're not getting a reaction from you. They want your attention. Ultimately, it's because they want your attention, okay? For whatever reason, they want your attention. And you're not giving them the attention that they're seeking. I wouldn't say, like, you're ignoring them. It's just, like, you're not giving the attention to them in the way that they want it. So they're not accepting the attention that you're giving them. But when you do give them the attention, potentially, they then act cold towards you. It's proper messed up. But basically, you're not fazed by what they're trying to achieve. However, you are curious to know what their problem is all of a sudden, because this does feel like it's come out of nowhere. And it doesn't feel warranted. It doesn't feel, it feels unwarranted. It doesn't feel to you like you've actually done anything to deserve it. I do feel like that they are gossiping behind your back, or they're taking part in gossiping behind your back, or they have previously. But there is someone else that is aware and has seen for themselves firsthand this person's jealousy, hate, and actions towards you, but they are either choosing to ignore it, or they are in denial, like cognitive dissonance, okay? So they're seeing it, but they don't want to believe it. Usually people go into cognitive dissonance, but if they continue to see that evidence, then eventually they're going to get to a point where they start to believe what they're seeing, okay? So it could be that this person is also gaslighting this other person, which is why they're in this cognitive dissonance. I am hearing that if they're not confronting you about issues and trying to resolve them, then ask yourself, do they really have an issue with you? Or are they just looking to hate on you to avoid doing the work? Okay? So Spirit are trying to remind you not to take it personally. It's not nice by any means, but just don't take it personally, okay? Because if you've genuinely done nothing wrong, and you know you've done nothing wrong, and you can't see anything that you've done to this person, especially if you've had no contact with them, you've not spoken to them, you've not seen them, how can you do anything wrong? You know, and if you're not talking to them because you're busy doing your own things, then that's a them problem. It's not a you problem. Okay? If people, so what I'm picking up on is somebody who, at the moment, this could be relevant to some of you, which is why it's come up, or it could just be an example that Spirit are giving me. But someone who's pissed off that you're not reaching out to them to catch up or fill them in on what's going on with you. But at the end of the day, they're not coming to you and saying, cool, I haven't seen you in a while. Do you fancy catching up? You know, are you free for a catch up? So it works both ways. Okay. I just kind of get this feeling that this person doesn't want you to know what's going on with them, but they feel entitled to know what's going on with you. And I feel like you've stopped sharing with them. Maybe because you've got nothing to talk about. Nothing you want to share at the moment. Or it could be, what I am seeing is that some of you are intentionally keeping quiet about what is going on with you. You're kind of really quiet, and then all of a sudden something's appeared. So, for example, you go really quiet, something's, no one sees you, no one hears from you, you've disconnected from everyone, and then all of a sudden you turn up with a new car. And this person's like, well, you didn't tell me you were getting a new car. You didn't tell me you were getting a car. Well, I don't have to tell you. Because the problem is, it's kind of like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Sometimes people, if you go around telling people you're getting this, you're getting that, you're doing this, you're doing that, they could accuse you of bragging. So they're going to hate on you. If you don't tell people that you're doing this, then they're going to hate on you for not sharing that information and not telling them. But it's not, I don't feel like you're intentionally not telling people. It's almost kind of like, to a degree, you're moving in the shadows because you know that there are haters around you. And if you go and tell someone that, oh, I'm going to do this, oh, I'm going to do that, oh, I'm going to go and buy this, I'm going to go buy that. If that person is a secret hater, which this person does feel like, although I don't feel like they're that secret, I feel like you know that they're a hater. Oops, the secret's out. Oh, maybe they don't want you exposing their secrets. Ooh. Okay, we'll see what else comes out on that. That's a because I was hearing that they're trying to expose you. So they're trying to expose you before you expose them. I don't think you're looking to expose them, though. I don't think if you're exposing them, I don't think it's intentional. Oh, okay. But going back to this, like keeping things quiet, moving in the shadows. If you've got haters around you, they can, and you're trying to manifest something, they can sabotage it and delay it. They won't completely remove it. It will be delayed. But if you're, going around telling everyone and then it doesn't happen, people are going to say you're a liar because you said this was going to happen, you were going to do this, and then it doesn't happen. So potentially that's what this person's going around saying, because I've just seen something to do with a party. Something to do with a party. Maybe you were planning a party, or you were going to have, you'd planned a party, or something to do with a party. I'm seeing balloons, some sort of celebration. You said something to do with celebrating. You said you were going to do something, and you didn't do it. But the thing is, this is a prime example. It feels like you told people you were going to do this, that you were going to have that, you were going to do this, some sort of celebration. You were going to organise some sort of celebration, and you mentioned it to people. But the trouble is, because you've got haters, they've been able to sabotage it, so you weren't able to do it. Does that make sense? So now what you've learned is to keep your mouth shut until it's manifested. It's not that you're not telling people, you're just being more consciously aware of who you are telling. Because the more people talking about it, the more chance. So if you've got one hater, that's fine. They can still sabotage you to a degree if they want to send hate energy towards you. But if that hater is then gossiping and trying to turn others against you, that's more people involved. So you've got more chance of sabotage occurring. And I feel like you're just becoming really, really aware of that now and just being really careful about what you say to others. So it's not like you're being intentionally deceitful. You're just being mindful. You're not going out of your way to sabotage others, but it's just that you're just keeping things to yourself. Okay, not that one then. So let's take a look and see what else Spirit wants us to know about this situation. We have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Somebody was just about to say somebody could be jealous and resentful of your relationship with others, or even your relationship with yourself, because you come across to me like you've got a lot of self-respect, self-awareness. Emotional stability, like you're emotionally balanced. And this is pissing some people off, okay? Because they can't trigger you. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius, new moon, and we've got new moon in Libra. Something to do with you potentially seeing yourself. Someone didn't want you to reach the level of self-love and self-awareness that you're now at. With these scales, Libra is karma. Libra governs the justice card in a tarot deck, or rules it. So I'm seeing the scales of karma. Something to do, this could be a karmic relationship. And you're now seeing this relationship through different eyes. Or somebody could be in a karmic relationship, okay? Somebody's trying to keep you in a karmic relationship. Okay, so take what resonates for that. Because that's a couple of different, potentially different situations. It could be all three. Now, a relationship doesn't have to be just with a lover. It can be a family member, a friend, colleagues. It can be a toxic, a karmic cycle with regards to addictions, okay? We're all addicted to something. It doesn't have to be drugs. It doesn't have to be alcohol. You could be addicted to scrolling through your phone, okay? You could be addicted to gossip. This person could be addicted to gossiping about you specifically. Or, yeah, they could be, right, so going back, Spirit is saying go back. When I said about this person feeling like they have an entitlement to know what's going on in your life, it's because they're addicted to gossip and they want to know. And if things are going bad in your life, it makes them feel better about their own relationships and what's going on in their life, okay? I do feel for some like there is some sort of lie around their relationships. A time for healing. You freed yourself. You free yourself from the cycles. Your hard work is paying off. You free yourself from cycles. You get knocked down, but you get up again. And this pisses this person off. They can't keep you down. You always bounce back. You always land on your feet. It's because you're blessed. But it's also because you've done the work to heal these cycles, and you've faced your fears, done the work, and when you do that, you know, you're going to be like blessed. Spirit are going to, your things are going to manifest, because the things that you want have to be a vibrational match. You have to be a vibrational match to what you want. All those things are up there for you. You just have to raise your vibration to meet them. You could be a generational curse breaker who's been through a lot. Okay? You've been through a lot. But these people are not seeing. Maybe you haven't known them all of your life, but somebody's not seeing what you've done to deserve the things that you're receiving. So I feel like you're in a period, a time of abundance. You may not be feeling like that abundance is fully here, but other people are viewing you as abundant. And this is pissing them off. I'm feeling this sense of you're withholding information that they feel entitled to. you're withholding information about how you've become abundant, how you're doing what you do, how are you coming out on top, how are you... Somebody thinks, okay, before we clarify anymore, somebody thinks that if they're nice to your face and that they're in with you on the outside, that they're automatically going to be blessed by you, because you are walking karma. You're a divine being. You could be a divine masculine or a divine feminine, okay? Because somebody is realizing the power that you have. And I would like to say that they already knew on some level. They just didn't believe it. They didn't want to see it. It's almost like they were scared of your success, okay? They were scared of your success, but now you're being successful in their eyes. They want back in. And they think if they're nice to you, that just being in your energy, getting a response from you, is going to bless them with the things that they want. That's not how it works. You can't be nice to someone's face and then go and slag them off behind their back. You can't do that. Yeah. Someone's trying to emotionally manipulate you. Can you see that? Somebody's facing a tower, okay, because they've been gossiping and emotionally manipulating behind the scenes. And they think if they get back in with you, that you can kind of save them from that karma. You could be dealing with a Cancerian. Right, so we've got Capricorn. I don't normally do the signs. I'm going to go with it. But we've got Capricorn, Libra, Sagittarius. And Cancer, Pisces. And what's the other water sign? Scorpio. Somebody has been... So you could have these anywhere in your chart or the people that you're dealing with. But somebody's been emotionally manipulative behind the scenes, and it hasn't gone unnoticed by you, and it hasn't gone unnoticed by spirit. And this is what I said. Somebody's trying to be nice on the surface and make it look like they like you and that they're on your side, but behind the scenes they're slagging you off. They think you don't know, or they know you know, but they don't want you to know that you know, which is manipulative and kind of like gaslighty, because you know, intuitively, you know. You may also have evidence as well, may or may not have evidence, but intuitively, you definitely know that this person's not being nice about you behind the scenes. And they know that intuitively, you know that they've not been nice behind the scenes. But they don't want you to have the physical evidence to prove that they haven't been nice to you, because if you do, either you or someone else is going to walk away from them, because they've been emotionally manipulating others to believe that you're going against them and that they're the victim and you're the villain. I'm also picking up something to do with vinegar, okay? With this balsamic moon, that's really random, and I can taste vinegar, okay? I'll come to that in a minute. Balsamic moon, balsamic, is it balsamic vinegar or balsamic dressing or something like that, okay? That could be relevant. But I can taste vinegar. So vinegar, I mean, I love vinegar, but I suppose some people might say would you say it's bitter? So maybe you're just leaving a bitter taste in this person's mouth. But there's something to do with information. You have knowledge, you have information about manifestation, law of attraction, that sort of thing. Okay, you're more intelligent and more knowledgeable than they gave you credit for, and which this is why they're regretting that they slagged you off behind your back. Because what they want to do now is they want to come in and they want to benefit from this. But the problem is, you cannot be, you're not going to save it. Even if they came in and they were nice to you and everything was, you managed to resolve things and fix things, they're still going to have to go through some sort of karma to balance the scales for what they've done in the past. But the problem is, they're being nice to your face and they're still talking about you behind your back, making fun of you. And Spirit is seeing this, and that's what Spirit's going to respond to. That's, you know, you can't, well, you can do it, but you're not going to get the reaction and the response from the universe that you want. Yeah, someone's heartbroken over the choices that they made with regards to you, because they now want access to you. They want access, they want to collaborate. Okay, someone's regretting that they didn't, their actions and their choices towards you, because they want to collaborate with you. The trouble is, you're very aware, you have information on what they've been doing behind your back, and you're just being more discerning now with what you're sharing with others because of it. And it's just you protecting yourself, putting boundaries in place, but someone else is, it's almost like someone's okay with you having boundaries, but the minute you put those boundaries in place with them, they don't, that's what it is. Somebody thinks that it's absolutely fine having boundaries in place, but you shouldn't have boundaries with them. They should be able to take advantage of you and have access to you and your knowledge and everything in your life and whatever's going on with you, regardless of how they treat you. So when you put boundaries in place and you meet and you stand on them and you put them in, it doesn't matter who these people are or who people in your life are, friends, family, whatever it is, even boundaries with yourself, because don't forget, you need boundaries with yourself. Even if that boundary is just to stand firm in your boundaries, okay? These people that are negatively reacting to you putting boundaries in place with them are showing you that you've done the right thing putting the boundaries in place with them, okay? So you stand 10 toes down, and you are standing 10 toes down, and that's what's pissing these people off, because you've put these boundaries in place. They didn't expect you to put boundaries in place. They thought they were sneaky. They thought that they were sneaky and had gotten away, because I feel like there was kind of like two groups of people that was doing similar things to you, and you were focused on one group of people, and I feel like they feel like because they're in a different group that they've been able to get away with something, or they've been able to they think they've got, someone thinks they've gotten away with something, someone celebrated too soon, someone thinks they've gotten away with something, or they thought they'd gotten away with something, but actually no, they haven't. Spirit was just biding their time to manifest this person's karma, okay? Knight of Cups. This person was love bombing, or a person is love bombing you, being nice to your face, but their intentions are not pure, okay? But you're seeing like the spirit with this horse in the background. That horse looks like it's ready to kind of kick that Knight of Cups off his stool. And I'm hearing Spirit has your back. Spirit, someone's realising just how protected and blessed by Spirit that you are. I feel like that's something that you've questioned in the past, or spoken about in the past, and they laughed at you for saying it. But they've now had some sort of evidence or something to do with you being blessed by spirit, some sort of confirmation, and they're pissed about it because they can't access you to benefit from it. This is all this person wants. They just want to benefit from you. They're only sorry they got caught, basically, because they're feeling guilty, because if they'd have held out and trusted and had faith in you, then they could be benefiting. So at the end of the day, it's all about them, and it's got nothing to do with how they treated you. They don't give a shit about how they treated you. Because I feel like if you allow them back in, they're just going to come back and do the same thing. So I feel like you were having little to no contact with these people, but I do feel like on some level this was spirit keeping you away and putting you in some sort of like little bubble. Celebration. Somebody, it's time to celebrate, okay, because you're healing, you're in your abundance era, and I know it maybe doesn't feel like that right now, but other people are seeing you as abundant and receiving and getting all these things, and they're like, well, where are you suddenly getting all that from? Okay, and it is spirit rewarding you for all your hard work, but this is giving these people anxiety because of what they've done to you behind the scenes. They know something you said as well. There is something that you've said or something you've posted, and now these people are realising that it was a warning, and they're having anxiety because they're worried about the consequences. But something's falling apart and they don't want you to know about it. Planted seeds. Yeah, whilst they're all hating on you and talking about you behind your back, hoping that what they were hoping for was that it would eat away at your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth, keep you down, keep you controlled, keep you manipulated. You are actually working on yourself. This does feel very similar to a reading I did a while ago, and I can't remember which one it was. But you were just planting the seeds for success, and they're realising now as well that hating on you, some of them are pissed off because they hated on you and they've wasted time hating on you, because them hating on you has just made you better and has just manifested, helped you ascend. And they feel like, okay, they feel entitled to you because they hated on you, sent you all this negative energy. So on some level, they feel entitled to your success, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be successful. No, you would be successful because you'd have done the work anyway, because you were already doing the work. They just sped things up. They just helped it along. But it could have gone either way. You could have gone into a state of depression and anxiety and not ascended. Judgment. Spirits call in judgment. Spirits call in time. I'm shuffling, but I don't know what I'm shuffling for. I wasn't actually asking a question. Bottom of the deck, the devil. This person's just trapped in their ego right now. The energy's just suddenly got very, very heavy. Is there anything else, Spirit, please, that you want us to know about this situation? I really don't see. I just don't feel like there's anything else that you or Spirit can do now. They just need to face their karma, and hopefully they will come out the other side. That they will learn their lessons and they'll come out the other side. Am I 100% convinced they will? No, but I always like to live in hope, you know. But this is a case of love them from a distance. So if you're not already fully disconnected from these people, then you might want to think about whether or not that's the right decision for you. I'm not going to make that decision for you. I'm just saying, maybe if it's going to bring you anxiety, if it's going to bring you peace, if being in this situation or being near these people is causing you anxiety, that's a good sign that you need to move away. And if these are people that you can't disconnect from fully, then just take some time away from them, just to cleanse your energy, and make sure that you, when you do have to interact with them, that you're, I don't want to say strong enough, but strong enough. I don't mean like strong enough physically. I don't think there's going to be any physical fights or anything like that. I mean, I feel like mentally, emotionally, but more important, spiritually, focus on like making sure that you're maintaining your own stability. Okay, if these people are not helping you or bringing, and it doesn't have to be permanent. Okay, people come into our lives, and sometimes we disconnect from people for a little while. It's nothing personal. It's literally vibration. And we have to go our way. They have to go their way. Because sometimes there are things that we can no longer teach this person. There are things that we don't need to learn from them. So we go in a different direction to learn things from other people. And then you might come back together. Okay? The trouble is that there is people out there that don't actually understand things from a higher perspective, and they just automatically take it personally. I am picking up on a situation where you did have to walk away from someone. It was spirit guided. It got to a point where spirit literally pulled you out because this person wasn't learning their lessons with you around. And they became very, very codependent on you. So spirit pulled you out, but it was only meant to be temporary. But for some reason, because of choices that this person made behind the scenes, it's now spirit have gone, no, it's going to have to be permanent for the foreseeable future. At this moment in time, it's not necessarily permanent, but it's going to be the time apart wasn't, it's like a delay. Like, I'm not saying you won't come back together with this person at all, because for some of you, you will, some of you, you won't. Okay, so you're going to have to take what resonates for you. But what I'm seeing specifically for some of you is that there was a person, and it doesn't have to be a lover, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be colleagues, but you were pulled out by spirit. And it was only supposed to be temporary while this person did the work without you, because they were relying on you to do the healing for them, and they weren't doing it for themselves. And that was okay for a time, but then it got to a point where they just were taking advantage, okay? They were just using you for your information and not actually doing anything with it. They stopped doing the work. So spirit pulled you out so that this person had two choices: to either do the work and step up, to come back into connection, communication with you, or so it's basically step up or step out. This person chose to step out. They chose not to do the work, but they thought, oh, you'll just come back. You'll just come back. It's fine. You'll go. You'll come back, because potentially that's what was going on within that connection, is that you would go for a little bit of time, you'd have a break, you'd come back, you'd connect again, you'd go off, you'd do your own thing, you'd come back. But this time you didn't come back, and it's because spirit got to the point where enough is enough. This person is not, they're using you. The intention became very very, very toxic. If this is what you're going through now, then by all means take it present, but I'm being shown a past situation currently. This is why people get very confused about with tarot readings, or it doesn't resonate for me, but it could be a future reading, and this is energy that spirit is saying to you, here's the energy, what are you going to do with it? Or it could be past energy where you've already gone through it, and it's just confirming what you went through, okay, and confirming stuff. I've completely lost what I was saying now because I've gone off on a tangent. I wasn't. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why I needed to explain that. But basically you were in a situation where the cycles were just repeating, and it was getting really toxic because this person stopped doing the work, and it became like they ended up just siphoning your energy. So spirit removed you. Now this person had a choice. So the break was going to be longer because this person had a lot of work to do without you. But at the moment, it's currently permanent because this person is continuing to not do the work, to step up. But they're not understanding. There's something about them not understanding why you haven't come back, why you're disconnected. And then there's another group of people where you've kind of temporarily disconnected. Again, it's spirit-led. It's not permanent. These are people that you can't fully disconnect from, and spirit are very aware that you cannot completely disconnect from these people at this time. So they are protecting you. But again, this person's kind of taking it personal. It's not personal. It's vibrational. And the thing is, if you're taking something personal, it's because you're guilty of something. That's what Spirit have just said. Spirit have just said, well, they're obviously guilty of something, aren't they? So if someone's attacking you and you start to feel guilty, okay, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, have you done anything to this person? No. Have you done something to someone else, but this situation may be playing out through these people because maybe you're receiving your karma? Or are you being unkind and attacking yourself? Okay? So if someone's attacking us, it's always a reflection of something that needs healing. So if you can't see that you're hurting, you're going out of your way to intentionally screw other people over, you've done nothing to this person, you've done nothing to anyone else in your past, you've moved with pure intentions. Take a look at where you're attacking yourself, okay? Because it may not be, this person may simply be reflecting back at you that you're being unkind to yourself, okay, and that you're being your own worst enemy. All right, so be gentle on yourself if you're not already. If you're not going through this situation now, and this is past energy, then this is the lesson. I feel like one of the lessons that you may have had to learn was that it's not personal, and that if you genuinely know, I'm repeating myself now, but if you genuinely know that you haven't done anyone wrong by anyone, then you're doing something wrong by yourself. And I feel like that was a lesson that you had to learn. But I do feel that whoever this is attacking you feels like that they are entitled to you, or something to do with you, something my head is hurting, something to do with it is information. It's something to do with information about how you overcame something. Okay, let's get some more cards, because I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself now. I'm going round in circles, and I'm starting to feel a little bit lightheaded. So I need to wrap this reading up. Yeah, communication. Someone wants to communicate with you. Someone's trying to communicate with you. Someone's trying to telepathically send you messages. Somebody may have tried to send you telepathic messages and told, because you're a reader and you tap into spirit, but told other people that they may have tried to like intercept your messages from spirit, okay? And they may have tried to tell other people that your messages and your stuff isn't coming from where you think it is, okay? But so this could be another reader that has been saying this about you, and it's because they were either their messages weren't coming from where they thought they were coming from. Their messages could have been coming from ego. So if you've got a reader or somebody who's been going around saying that, again, they're just projecting. If you 100% know, there is a difference between ego and messages coming from ego and messages coming from spirit, okay? If it's a message of, if you're getting messages about fear and things, and it's causing too much fear within you, that is your ego. But your ego is meant to protect you. It's not meant to like destroy you. Your ego is just trying to protect you, but it's not protecting you in the right way. But it does believe that it's protecting you in the right way, okay? Because that's what we've been taught, you know, to come from a place of fear. If your messages are peaceful and they're coming from a place of love, and you know they're from a place of love, you've got absolutely nothing to worry about. Your messages are spirit, okay? Your intuition, if your intuition, yeah, you're going to have a little bit of fear when spirit says to you, go and do this, but you're also going to have that excitement, okay? And this feathers card coming out as I'm talking about this is clarification for me that your messages are divinely guided, okay? And that you are protected by spirit. And the angels specifically, you might have angels visiting you. Yeah, but someone has absolutely, I had this in my last reading. I might put this reading out before the last reading. So if I put this reading out first, the reading I'm talking about is something to do about people absolutely losing their marbles. I can't remember what I'm going to call it. But it'll be the reading, it'll either be the reading that goes out directly before this one or the reading that goes out directly after. Okay? But you are protected by spirit. They know you're protected by spirit. They know your messages are coming direct from spirit. But they've been trying to tell other people. Again, 3 monkeys. Hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Someone's gossiping behind your back about your spiritual abilities. And that your spiritual abilities are not coming from God's source creation universe. Okay? And that's something to do with you manipulating your messages. Okay? Something else to do. I also feel like these people want to come back in because they want access to that information, which then begs the question, if they want access to that information, if someone wants access to the knowledge and information and the messages that you're receiving from spirit, why would they then, right, I'm going to try that again. What I'm saying is, if someone's going around, they're a hypocrite. Someone's going around saying that your messages are not coming direct from spirit, that you're manipulating your messages, possibly manipulating messages from the angels. Why would they then want access to that information? If they think your messages are coming from the devil, if they think your messages are coming from your ego, they're coming from the devil, that you're projecting your life into your messages, why on earth would they want that information? Why on earth would they want to tap into your spiritual gifts? Why would they want your spiritual gifts for themselves? That makes absolutely no sense. I'm being guided to pull more cards, but I didn't really want this reading to go on. Where are we going, Spirit? I'm being drawn to this deck. I didn't really want to pull any more cards because this reading's kind of going on and on a bit. If somebody is going around saying you're a horrible person, you're this, that and the other, why are people not questioning why this person wants to have access to you then? That makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Okay, what else do we need to know about this situation, please, Spirit? Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Trust your intuition. Keep doing you. Keep focusing on your own path. I feel like this is advice. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms. Density. Addiction. Let God in. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy. Pleasure. Joy. Making love to life. Yeah, just carry on. Enjoying yourself. Doing you. Don't worry about what these people are saying behind your back. I really don't think you are anyway. This is all coming from... This, like I said, this is unwarranted. It's unfounded. Somebody is literally pissed off because, you know, you're pretty, basically. They think you're pretty, that you don't deserve to be pretty. What's your secret? You don't look your age. Someone doesn't look their age. Someone's waiting for you to get ugly. Someone's waiting for you to get fat and ugly. Someone might be trying beauty spells on you, okay? So just pay attention to that. You let go of this person. I feel like you just let go. You go with the flow. You're trusting your intuition. This person may have tried to gaslight you into thinking that your intuition was wrong, and that that you were manipulating something, okay, that you were manipulating your messages. They may have tried to make you think that you were manipulating your messages, but it's because they didn't want their secrets revealed. They didn't want you. One of the reasons that they potentially tried to stop you doing what you were doing is because they didn't want you to out them. Because they thought if you carried on doing what you were doing and were tapping into spirit, that you would find out what they were doing behind your back. Well, yeah, they delayed it for a time, but they can't stop you. That's what they're upset about. Somebody doesn't want you outing them. Somebody doesn't want you. Someone's trying to stop you doing... I really feel like you could be like a tarot reader or something. And I'll tell you why I'm feeling that. It's because I'm being shown, and I've said this again in messages, this keeps coming up in my recent messages, about I had a friend who told me that I was manipulating tarot, but then at the same time, she wanted me to teach her, and that's what I'm being shown. There's a situation. It doesn't have to be a tarot reader. It could be that you're a singer, or an actress, an actor, you know, something that you're really good at and you're very skilled at. Somebody didn't want you to have that skill, but at the same time, they may have wanted you to teach them how to do what you do, because what they want to do is like a destiny swap. They want your gifts, they want your skills, they want it for themselves, because they know that your gifts and abilities are going to bring you abundance, and they want to try and steal that for themselves. That's what they wanted to try and steal, and they're realizing that you know that they know that you know, but they don't want you to think. They don't want you to know that you know, so they want to come in and they want to like love bomb you and try and gaslight you and make out that, you know, it was all a big misunderstanding, so that they can continue to do the same thing to you, because they want it for themselves. Oh my goodness. No, if you're not having anything to do with these people, I'm gonna based on this energy, I'll be like, no. And I can't. What you do is up to you, but my advice is definitely, for the time being at least, love them from a distance, because they're just going to come back in and try and stomp all over you again, so that they can try and take all of this away from you, because they're now seeing that it's manifesting for you, that you're manifesting things, and they're coming in to try and stop you, because they want to steal it for themselves. So instead of doing the work and using other people to inspire them to go, oh, I really want that for myself, okay, I'm going to go do the work, Well done, you. Congratulations to you for having that. I'm now going to go and do the work so that I can have that too. They just want to come in and take it. They just want to come in and take it. Because no. Just no. Okay, let's have an attitude of gratitude today. Be really mindful about intrusive thoughts. Okay, someone's trying to get in your head. Someone is trying to get in your head and trigger you. They also may have spread false information about themselves to get a reaction from you. Okay, and that didn't work either. They're running out of ideas as to how to get it back in your life. But I do feel like potentially you're going to... there's going to be some sort of communication from this person, okay? I'm going to take that as confirmation, because usually when I'm shuffling and a lot of cards fall out, that's a sign of communication, okay? So somebody's going to try and... now, communication is the mind, so it could be someone's going to either try and telepathically communicate with you. So like I say, be aware of intrusive thoughts. It could be social media, text message. It may also be that somebody has tried to reach out to you via these avenues already, and they can't access you. They're blocked, so they're pissed off because they've got literally no access to you, and they may use someone else to talk you into communicating with them, okay? So be really aware of people from your past coming back in, okay? Okay, I'm gonna round it up. Okay, yeah, I feel like they're trying to round up people to go against you. They're just going to do the same thing again. They're going to try, but I don't know if it's going to work this time. I don't know if other people are going to be on board this time. Like, I feel like they're going to try all their old tricks, but other people aren't going to join in. They're not going to be able to recruit others, or they're going to try and recruit a different group of people with different lies about you. Okay, let's take an attitude of gratitude, and we're gonna end it there. All right, an attitude of gratitude, please, Spirit. What can we show gratitude for today? Anything specific that we can show gratitude for today? If not, I'll just pick one. Okay. I do like them to pop out, but okay, this one. But because if they pop out, then I know, like, that's my sign that they're for me, that they're coming from spirit. And that's not to say that someone pulling cards that isn't coming from spirit. It's just the way I work with spirit usually. I have the attitude of gratitude for the child in me that is playful, fun, and expressive. Absolutely, get out, have fun. That, where did I see something like that before? Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Go out, have fun, live your life doing what you need to do, doing what is right for you. Don't worry about these. Concentrate on raising your vibration, keeping your vibration high. And what was I going to say? Yeah, make sure that you do up your protection for the time being as well, though, while this energy is playing out. Spirit always has your back. You are protected by spirit. Know that you are protected by spirit, but that doesn't mean that you should leave it all down to spirit. Make sure that you're tapping into things like crystals, meditation, Reiki, light language, any form of energy healing, sound healing, whatever it is that helps you feel like your energy is protected, okay? Or helps you on a physical level protect your energy. And that could just be in the form of disconnecting from people for the time being, okay, or certain groups of people. I hope that helped. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.